kind of talking about it. Peeps, one of those teams that I think is going to rise here throughout this match. So I think that Peeps take this. I think it'll go 3-1. I don't think they're going to 3-0 them, but I expect them to get it done before 5.
Okay. Hey, look, I respect it, Super. That's why I love working with you. I love your insight, your takes. We'll see how it goes. That one was going to kick off game 1 in an interesting fashion. That one's going to ricochet towards the left of the post. But hope everyone in chat's having a good mythical morning. If you're not, well, enjoy some Rocket League, sit back, relax, have some fun. Gyro were able to work over the defender, and that one will get cleared into the side wall. A shot on net and a save from J-Bot, who was pretty big last series. I think I'm trying to think of a word that's not working out, but J-Bot really stepped up, and I think Zookeepers were able to ride some of his momentum. But back the other way, the Peeps do retain possession going back into their half. And just back and forth blows to kick off this one.
You know, so far, this has been all Zookeepers. Ton of pressure from them. They missed an opportunity there when AJ was kind of awkward out of net. I think Illusion came through and kind of bailed him out of the situation. But they haven't been able to convert, but it has been almost all Zookeepers thus far on the offensive half. J-Bot trying to get creative and bring one out here, but Peeps need to find a way to keep this ball down here now that they've finally gotten out of their half and get something going.
I've been really impressed with Illusion and AJ's performance thus far in RLCS Season 10, and I'm sure they're going to be able to keep it up again as Illusion will get the demo and Bambi will go in for the 50. Neither will win, but it's up to J-Bot in the corner. He should be able to take this one back the other way. And a booming hit from Tool into the corner we go. A couple of challenges ensue. That one's going to hang for the moment. Back to midfield we go, and Illusion will grab the boost. And a 50 up. Can Tool win it off the backboard? Slow rolling. J-Bot able to just kind of retain possession and rebalance himself. As both teams, a couple of booming hits and a couple of big demos, but no one really able to get a good look on net thus far.
Yeah, nothing clean on either end of the field here yet, but back and forth we have been going. An opportunity here. J-Bot off the backboard, and Illusion's there to clear it out. AJ gonna slow down, try to take possession. Nobody back to block it, and AJ gonna open this one up for the Peeps, 1-0.
And I really think this is how the series will go. I agree with you, it's going to be close at times, but it's going to take one small mistake, one good read on offense to be able to clear the defenders out of the box. They get the look they wanted, they punch it in. 1-0 lead right now. And the Peeps are looking very good, but still plenty of time in this series, and we've seen everything go to Game 5 today. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, but Gyro and Illusion working together in midfield. Tool will take it back the other way. It's intercepted into the corner. Peeps retaining possession. They'll try to clear it out to midfield. They'll do so successfully, and Gyro will win the challenge, now up with the ball. Doesn't have a lot of boost to be able to get under that one. Flip reset was there, and back to AJ as it's dumped off to the side. AJ will restabilize. Can he get it over J-Bot? Not going to happen. Shot a little bit off to the left, and J-Bot will flip it over the defender. Up to Bambi. Coming back down as a teammate there for support. It was J-Bot, but just not a good enough read on that ball, and they're going to send it back down. J-Bot with the touch. Defense is there. Peeps survive.
AJ. Beautiful save from him to bail them out of a terrible situation. Illusion trying to get this one out of the mid. All the credit, though, to AJ for keeping the score line at 1-0 in favor of them. And the Zookeepers starting to do kind of what they do here. Tool barely squeezes that one in. Almost misses it, but has the follow-through to pitch it into that post and get it in. 1-1.
It was a heads-up challenge as well, just to be able to make sure you get your body in front of the ball. And the decision-making thus far for Zookeepers paying dividends. Tie game. Welcome to the series. Gyro going to fall this one up off the ceiling. It's going to come back down. Defense is there. Zookeepers will survive. Back the other way from Tool. Soft touch. Illusion will read it. No problem. We'll see Peeps take... I was going to say take it away, but it kind of stalls out.
Yeah, Zookeepers is one of those teams that really kind of gets down the field. They do tend to take more shots on net than the Peeps, but I think the Peeps are better on the rotational defense of getting in. Illusion's pretty good at making those quick turns off of touches when he realizes something's not going his way. Gyro, though, he's going to get involved, breaks that one up. Bambi able to squeeze that one out. He's going to be able to carry this out off the ceiling and take it back down the field. Or not. AJ will get in his way.
We've seen so many demos in this opening game, so surely that physicality will continue throughout the rest of the series. It's J-Bot. Can he get over AJ? He can. Ooh-wee! That was a shot, laddie. Look at that one.
Yeah, J-Bot going to get under this right at the last second. Gets it just high enough that AJ can't get there. I think AJ was going for the double jump. That may have been a misflip there. that ended up getting him out of the way of that ball. I think if he double jumped there, he had that touch. And so far, the speed, though it is a bit looser in the rotation, they put themselves at risk here and there. And as I say that, that's exactly what they do. They commit 3, ends up getting it by everybody, pass into the infield from Gyro to AJ. Easy open net. Not sure where Tool was. Tool was really far up in the rotation.
You think if Gyro loses a 50 on the wall, of course, that goal probably doesn't happen, but 2-2. I was just about to say that the Zookeepers have an ability, especially during that Rogue series, where they can clutch up when they're talking about a minute left in the game. Here comes a shot on net. Tool will take it away and bring this one out. What does he have to work with? 33 in the boost. And no one's really back, so the rotation's going to have to come in. Zookeepers falling in transition. Can they get there in time? They will. J-Bot will take it out. Illusion slows it down into the corner. 2 will commit. Peeps now with a chance. It's redirected from Tool. No shot on net. Here comes Gyro. Down to Illusion, but oh, what a bump. Oh. That one could go in. Second touch off the backboard. 10 seconds left. Slow down by AJ. Here comes Tool, and now Zookeepers have a chance. Can they get this ball up, though? The boost will be grabbed. It's Illusion working the back line. He'll go up for a touch. That's going to come off. Second touch there, centered out. And this one should touch the ground unless Illusion can keep it up. J-Bot going to try to juggle, will not be able to do so.
Good decision by Gyro there to go ahead and ground that one out. Had they gotten a shot on net and he was trying to rotate back, they could have got the ball past him. Decides to just go ahead, cut it off, let this one reset. Too much risk involved to try and keep that one alive.
And we've seen Zookeepers bring it up to the corner a couple of times, but Peeps have had no issues taking that one away. Defense holding strong for both teams. Gyro trying to work under one. Bambi with the challenge, take it back the other way. AJ running the point. It's Illusion falling back. He will be able to grab this ball. Up the ceiling and extending the play forward. Challenge 1. Zookeepers do have possession, and a challenge back the other way. So back and forth these teams go, vying for a position at midfield. No one really able to grab a centerfold just yet. Bambi will slow it down. Tool is there, misses its hit. Don't know if he has a boost, though, as Bambi is underneath. And Gyro, what kind of magic does he have? A great touch at that, but J-Bot does all the defensive work necessary. But that's centered out to Gyro. Doesn't get the power behind the shot he wanted. And now Illusion will follow it into the corner.
Man, it's kind of tough watching. The Peeps, you can see what they're going for. You can see them going up. They're finding each other in transitions, but it's either too fast or just too slow. They can't get any power onto the ball. They're not quite lining up. AJ going to try and just solo this one down the field and bring it in. Illusion's going to be able to get in the way, pinches it up. Shot opportunity for Gyro, looking for the double touch. Can't find it off that waterfall down the backboard. But it kind of hurts to watch for them. They're going for these things, and they have them. You can see everything's there. They just can't seem to find each other at that exact moment. It's just a little slow or a little fast.
It doesn't matter who's running point. They always send one player to extend the play forward, and then it seems like the ball gets challenged, and then everyone falls back and says, okay, let's try this again. Both teams are having trouble just finding a good quality shot on net. Gyro with his first attempt. Illusion with the ba-bam to close out this overtime.
The ba-bam is all on the side of Gyro here. Fakes out Bambi, gets it to drop down the wall, pushes it past Tool, and gets the bump on J-Bot. All the credit in the world going to Gyro on that goal as they take it down.
As much credit as I was giving Zookeepers to close out games in those final minutes, the Peeps hung in there with every failed push that the Zookeepers were throwing. The Peeps were able to hold back on defense, retain possession, and finally get a push forward that allowed them to capitalize on this game. 2 goals for AJ, 1 for Illusion, 7 shots for AJ. 7 shots.
Yeah,
so that tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, typically Zookeepers are a team that statistically per game take more shots, but they are just not getting those opportunities. They're really getting stuck down there. A lot of these shots not really threatening from the Peeps, but they're just putting enough on them that they are eventually going to break through. So they're just kind of wearing them down over time and just not letting Zookeepers get clean looks. They're doing a really good job in the midfield, and the threatening shot that did come through, AJ had that huge save coming down off the backboard. So Peeps, so far, in control of the game, but like I said in the first one, they're not finding each other as much as they would like to on those passes. They're just a little off. If they lock those in, this is going to become a blowout. but they've got to be able to find that. Gyro going to get it over one, and they're going to get an early goal here. Tool not able to get back for it. Peeps open it up 6 seconds in.
We're just going to calmly act like Gyro just didn't flip his car entirely over. I mean, just the style points to work with. Yeah, just, you know, casual.
It's got the time. Why not?
Casual. Casual. And Super, to kind of touch back on a point that we talked about before the series kicked off. Look, it could honestly be a 3-1 lead for any team. It could be a 3-1 win for Peeps. But I feel like we're going to go down to the wire each and every game.
Yeah, there's definitely I think that we may get another OT, but I still think it's going to go 3-1. I don't think that we get to game 5. It is going to be a battle back and forth. Illusion puts that one into a dangerous spot. AJ able to get the read. Illusion, oh no, AJ up to get the save again. AJ, huge on the goal line.
And that big demo kind of clears the back line, but credit where credit is due. 2 players from Peeps were able to extend the play. Now everyone falling back. The challenge there. The shot on net just a little bit too wide to the left. Illusion trying to bring this ball out. No team able to grab real possession. And finally, Gyro will escape. He'll grab boost as well. Bambi can read that off the ceiling. He'll do so. It's just a bunch of contests back and forth. I mean, both teams, we haven't seen a lot of open, you know, passing lanes, anything like that. It's just been physicality, challenges, unwillingness to give up on these hits.
It becomes kind of an odd pacing because both these teams are really trying to play high. They're skying the ball through the mid, which makes it a risky rotation to come up. You've really got to wait for that moment and opportunity to bring that second man up because the ball's just due to where the ball is coming from. You have to be ready to defend it in case there is a pass infield. So it's this back and forth struggle between these two teams to try and figure out a way to get this ball down and create that pass opportunity.
We've seen a couple of times AJ's been able to sneak behind the defense of Zookeepers. So should they get a hit towards that top backboard, maybe AJ can play up there and be able to get a second touch. As AJ will be following in transition. That one's on net. A good save from J-Bot. Recenter from Gyro off the backboard. Gets bumped out of the play. And the follow-up attempt from Illusion. He will center it, but AJ wasn't there and Gyro was too far back. AJ trying to be a heroic. And Gyro, again, going to center this one down. Illusion can read it. Into the side. AJ will grab boost. Now Bambi, with no boost, can extend the play. 3 will commit to the side. J-Bot buying his time. Defense is there. 2 commit on the ball, but they do just enough. 2:35, only a 1-goal lead. You would be surprised that a goal was scored here in Game 2 with how everyone's playing.
Yeah, it's been kind of slow-paced ever since that first goal, and that one in the first 6 seconds. So once the teams got into rotations, they've really been meeting each other. It's almost like man-to-man coverage. Every time somebody goes up for a ball, again, Tool here immediately up in the air to challenge that. No free looks at the ball. Illusion cheat up a little bit, not going to be able to get up for it, and AJ going to try and bring this one in. Again, possession, back and forth. No clean touches so far.
There's been so many awkward hits, but not in a detrimental way. Just having to read this ball on-off angles has been kind of the crux of both of these teams. And so far, I mean, Peeps were the only one to capitalize, sure, but there's no distinct winner thus far in this match. I mean, both teams are still vying for an opportunity. This might be it. That one's going to bounce around a couple of times. Everyone all the time in the same corner of the ball. Tool trying to read underneath. AJ misses his hit. Bambi will fall back down. Illusion cannot center it. Gyro's circling. Illusion there as well. Recovery effort pretty good for Peeps. It's J-Bot up top. 20 boost. Gets it under 1, but the defense is there from Peeps. 1:15 left in Game 2.
Nice attempt there from J-Bot. Just can't get the power on it. Ends up with that flip reset. AJ's kind of been that guy so far that I've been watching for on the Peeps. He's been coming across. Bambi with that shot, though. Forget about the conversation with AJ. Bambi gonna put one in. They tie it up as we approach the final minute.
And just a great second touch from J-Bot to center that perfectly in front of the net. And it's what I said in Game 1. I talked about the fact that it's not going to be open nets most of the time. You're going to have to fight for a lot of these goals and take advantage of one small mistake. J-Bot takes advantage of the second touch, and the small mistake is 2 commit on that ball. Tie game. 50 seconds left.
You see Bambi trying to get creative. You can see a little bit of the confidence starting to build on the Zookeeper side. Gyro over 1. Can't get it under the bar, though. Bambi hoping to sneak that under AJ, not going to be able to, and you're seeing the creativity now. I like seeing what's going on with Zookeepers. They're trying to do kind of fancy little touches, just change it up from what's been going on, because really it was a back and forth battle. You've got to change that pacing at some point and see if something else will stick. AJ with a quick shot. That one's going to be high. And back and forth we go once again.
In this last minute super, both teams look much more comfortable with just their formulations of plays. Like, we've seen the passing open up a little bit more. They're getting more creative with their touches. Speaking of touches off the backboard, 8 seconds left, back the other way. Gyro has to be there. Tool could close this out. The second touch is there. They're going to read this one off the backboard, and with 1 second left, barring a miracle, we'll go to another overtime, and we will do just that.
Great decision by Illusion there, and control over that ball. That's dangerous. A lot of times you can see people go up, and it's just kind of a hard angle, and they end up own goaling or barring it down right in front of their own net where somebody else can come in and clean it up. Illusion made a perfect clear up onto that backboard. This one's dangerous, but Illusion there once again to stop J-Bot from the double touch.
AJ can center that one out, but the good challenge from Bambi. Again, we'll send it back to midfield. It's Illusion. No boost to AJ. Illusion doesn't have much to do on this play, so he needs to fall back. Bambi will pinch it. Gyro will intercept. 30 seconds into OT, and both teams have had a decent look on net, but it's the defense thus far in the lower thirds for both sides that have held up. Tool will be your point man. Gonna push that to the side. Gyro, again, will intercept. Both teams cutting off the lanes where they can. Up to AJ. Gets it over one. Bounces out center. Nice. Is any teammate there? Gyro is. Soft touch. Bambi reads it. Illusion now has to try to kill this ball in the air. AJ will grab boost, but 2 commit. And the Peeps have a good chance here to put a shot on net.
Yeah, they're starting to get control. They're getting in a rhythm. It looks like their comms are cleaning up. They're not double committing. We saw double commits on the defensive half a couple times from the Peeps, but it does feel like they're getting calmer and starting to fall into a bit of a rotation as they maintain possession on this ball. Illusion now up to meet Bambi in the air. And finally, Zookeepers going to break out of their half here as we hit a minute and a half of OT.
Well, the rhythms for both teams have qualified other than reactionary defense. We're finally seeing them open up more. But again, the series is down to the wire. Illusion with a decent touch.
Oh! Just wide!
Looked off on the angle, but still, an opportunity was there. No second follow-up. That one's going to come back down. Illusion with a good 50, but AJ will read it. Into the corner. Down from AJ. He'll grab the boost. Maybe not. Yes, he will. Bambi gets it over one. And the attack from Peeps has been relatively good into that side, but not a lot of second and third touches off the back where they haven't used that height advantage as much. Good save from Bambi. Again, just a little bit off to the right. AJ's going to slow it. Tool will follow in. And it's extended in front of the box. Gyro will read it, so Peeps and Zookeepers going back and forth 2 minutes and 20 seconds into this OT.
Yeah, this is really kind of a slugfest. I think the longer this goes on, never mind. I don't want to say words and start cursing things one way or the other. We'll stop. Gyro with the flip reset. Can't get it. J-Bot past Illusion. AJ, only one back. Going to be able to get that and clear it out.
You notice on these carries from the point, everyone's committing.
Yep.
So we've seen this 2 or 3 times where all teams have to fall back in transition and hope to God that ball is off angle. Illusion almost gets bumped in the process. Tool going to come off the ceiling. Bambi didn't have the look he wanted, now has to fall back. Illusion in transition, and Bambi will stall out and get the touch down to the corner. Will not win the 50. It's Gyro who does. J-Bot has full boost. Both teams just running into each other at this point. This has been one of the sloppiest overtimes I think I've seen, but it's not bad. It's just that both teams are reading each other perfectly, and they're throwing the same look at each other. No one's been able to break away from this rhythm.
Yeah, I don't want to say that it's necessarily sloppy. They've both had good attempts. They've both had possession. They've both made some good looks on the ball. Pass 2 here is AJ. Illusion going up for the bump. AJ tries to flick it into the top corner. Just high is that flick from AJ. Had all the power and the speed. Just could not get it down.
AJ up for the challenge. Gyro can be there to read it. J-Bot does get the touch, though. Back to midfield again. Tool will commit on the side. Tool, not a lot of boost, but J-Bot's there. What do they like to do? They like to send one player in the front of the box? Okay. Now you start to wonder what's the second and third chance opportunity that they're going to start to strike for. Not a lot of dimensions on these attacks, but hey, it's working thus far. Here comes a chance. Peeps now following in. It's J-Bot who will read off the wall. No one there to challenge, though. Illusion waiting. Will not win the 50. And again, back the other way we go. 4 minutes. As Illusion and Peeps finally start making their way forward.
Yeah, counting the last game's OT, we're now basically over 3 matches. We are into game number 4 based on the clock. Bambi off the ceiling, gonna put that one high off the backboard. Just barely gets that touch as Gyro to set it off, make sure that that second player cannot get a shot on net. And a little bit of back and forth here once again. Gyro with the read through the smoke. Cool. Now it's starting to get sloppy. Now the chaos is kind of setting in on the side of the Peeps, where this defense is kind of breaking down. AJ barely keeping it alive. Illusion trying to come through. They're bumping each other. All three commit down the mid on a ball. For what? For why? Why are you all there?
Someone's got to call that out. The worst possible mistake you could have is triple committing and not using communication. J-Bot with a decent touch, cannot get it out in front of the defender. I mean, it's going to come down to a small mistake. How many times do we see the person with the ball, we're talking about just running the point, getting stuffed in the box? Can he bully it in? Yes, he can! J-Bot, ba-bam! Able to take it in OT.
Sometimes you just need to stop trying to make plays, and you just need to use some brute force and just jam it in there. J-Bot gets the one-on-one, punches it through, ties up the series. There's the one. There's the one. I called it to go 3-1. Peeps.
Hey, you did
can only give up. Well, can't give up anymore. Otherwise, they're going to make me wrong, and I don't like that idea.
This James-Bot guy is pretty good at Rocket League. Oh, you say it's a different J-Bot? Oh, okay, good. Good. Just want to make sure. That's a funny joke. Thanks, Spaceman. Well, tied 1-1. Oh, man. That OT was about 6 minutes, and I gotta tell you, even that look on net wasn't that great. How many times did we see one player pushing the ball forward and basically saying, let's 1v3 the box?
Yeah, we saw a lot of pass opportunities, too, though. We saw the pass plays that neither team really able to connect and get fast, powerful hits on net, though. A lot of them on both sides are going for these kind of off-speed flip reset shots that have no power in them, which, when there's 2 defenders back, really isn't that threatening. Not at this level of play. You've got to start putting some heat on net. You've got to change that up a little bit. You can't just give them that same kind of slow-paced hit time and time again. AJ going to try and solo this one down, and J-Bot brings it out to Tool.
What a bump out. Illusion was there for the cross. You could see that play developing all the way forward. It was good defense. As they get a lucky touch, that demo into the corner might open things up. J-Bot trying to 1v2 his way towards the front of the net. Not going to be able to do so. Bambi somehow still maintains possession of the ball. Illusion off to the base. A big demo comes out, so now we start working the left side of the field. Bambi is just circling like a piranha, but he has not been able to find a touch on that ball. No one's been able to pass it to him. J-Bot gonna work his way down. AJ will be there. Bambi into the corner. It looks like we're watching another OT from this team. Like, both sides, again, just, you know, super contest heavy on these balls.
One of the things I want to say, at least for the side that's going to be aggravating for the Zookeepers, is Gyro's been really good at being in the way of the passing lanes. He's kind of been alleviating the pressure off of AJ and Illusion on his rotations back. He rotates midfield a lot and comes in to cut off those pass plays. Kind of shadows the ball down the field on his rotations, where you see a lot of players go for that side boost, kind of bail out. Gyro's really good at making sure that he's just kind of picking up nickels, dimes here and there, and being in the way time and time again.
1,000%. 3 minutes still to go in this game 3. Series tied 1-1. And if today has been any indication of how these matches might go, could be a very long series. It already has been. As that one will roll around precariously, and AJ will pick it up. Second touch there, just off to the right.
No.
We've seen that a couple of times in this series where teams have a decent look but just cannot find the angle they need. That's off the top of the bar. 2 will commit. Back the other way we go.
There is a lot more control and possession time out of Zookeepers than I was expecting. They've definitely been impressed me in the fact that they can get in the way of the majority of these shots. They're holding them to this few goals. Not going to be able to... Illusion saves it! What are you doing? You took the defender out! Don't become him!
Are we even surprised?
That man's an imposter. 100%. I'm voting Illusion out.
Emergency meeting now.
Emergency meeting. We need to have a conversation about Illusion right now.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was in the med bay doing stuff. What's going on here?
Illusion's the guy in med bay that stands there and waits the 60 seconds.
Dude, I saw you come out of the net and hit the ball away. I have no idea what you're talking about. I can vouch. I was there.
We saw it. We watched it happen.
Yeah, we watched you do it.
We watched it. Two people watched you do it.
Bambi with the touch, not going to be there. Tool can't get the center he wanted. However, J-Bot will extend. Illusion wins the challenge. In traffic, this ball continues to find itself. Big demo. J-Bot. Interesting touch. Bambi. Another interesting touch. Tool down. Gyro gets the save.
They have had some very, very clutch saves on the side of Peeps that have kind of kept them in this series where, you know, AJ's had some crazy ones coming off the backboard. Gyro now getting one right there, almost missing it where he was on the bar. Not necessarily on the back wall. He's kind of falling into the goal. Oh, J-Bot, again, trying to force another one through like he did in OT. AJ tries to take this one down solo. Zookeepers really maintaining possession. Peeps have been stuck in their half for a while here. Finally getting some action, and AJ just wide off that right post.
40 seconds left in game 3. It's been a couple of decent looks for both teams, but still. No executions thus yet. Bambi might have been in a position to do something, but that ball's going to get taken away. Gyro did not have the touch he wanted, but that's a shot and a great save from Tool. Falling back, it just keeps them in this game.
Great card control to go ahead and touch that one. Touches it soft and drops it off to the side for his teammate where somebody else can pick it up. A lot of times in those kind of last-minute ditch effort or last-second ditch effort goal saves, you end up dropping the ball back in front of your own net, which ends up causing some issues. AJ tries to sneak it in, and Gyro not going to be able to get to him before that pass is cut off. Thought we were about to see that one. 0-0 is the scoreline. Still has been for 5 minutes and 4 seconds now, and we are into OT.
This is our third overtime of the series. Oh, here we go. It's AJ. Gets it over one. Tool will grab it again. AJ again fighting for possession. Illusion not in the right spot. And they continue to challenge this ball in the lower third. Not a lot of boost, but hold on a second. Tool with the flick, the bump, not there. Defensive stop. Gyro will be able to clear this ball back to midfield. AJ will extend it. Now a chance for Peeps as they fall in. Illusion going to try to bank that off the ceiling so it could come down a little hard. Maybe Gyro would be in a position to spike it out. He has to play heroics on defense. Able to do so. AJ will take it back out. Bambi slows it. Illusion over one. J-Bot should be able to stand strong on defense. He will do so. Gyro with a touch too high off the top of the post. Back and forth these teams go.
A couple times where AJ and Gyro have thought that the Zookeepers were going to make a touch, and they end up just kind of letting the ball go by, and they have to either make an awkward touch or they end up just kind of whiffing the follow-up because they're not expecting the ball to still be there. I'd like to see them commit to the idea that the ball is going to be available to them. Every time they're expecting it, and it's been available time and time again, but because they delay and slow themselves down, they end up not getting the opportunity. It's there.
This has been one of the weirdest, strangest Rocket League matches I think I've ever seen. And the 1-0 dream might have been alive, should have not been for game 1. That's a shot. AJ somehow gets his body up, a follow-up, and there it is. You dirty man. Bambi puts it in.
And Bambi's going to make me wrong here. It will not be going 3-1 Peeps. to end this one. Zookeepers showing up here in what is definitely an odd match. It has been an odd series. I will agree with you on that. It's been kind of strange to watch this one go down. I don't know what the right word is, because I don't necessarily want to say it feels slow. Like they're going for plays, they're getting to the ball, they're getting into the midfield for challenges, but because nobody's connecting with each other, it feels slow from the viewer perspective. And I'm wondering what that is. Peeps is a team that I'm used to seeing a little bit more speed out of, creating these opportunities, and it really feels like they're trying to solo the ball a lot of the times, especially on the side of AJ, where AJ multiple times we've watched him try and bring it out of his own corner and just air dribble it all the way down the field, which, yes, you get it out of your side, yes, you get the clear, but you land, you're out of boost, the ball's off target, and they pick it up and roll the ball back out.
You know what it feels like, Super? It's and I'm gonna stretch this analogy out, so bear with me. It's almost like the Monstars came down and they said, let's take all the team passing, team orchestrated hits, and like team offense, and let's take all those powers away. And we're watching 3 individual players on each team just kind of freestyle their way through this. Not in a bad way, but there's been like quite literally 0 orchestrated offensive hits. It feels like it's one challenge in the corner, one team hit in the corner, but one at a time. Everyone's trying their hand at things, and no one's been able to find that secret touch that they've been looking for.
There it is. Oh, Bambi. Gonna be able to get there to knock it away, though. Gyro brings it back in, and we are back into a corner battle. This is the other thing that we get into. Both teams kind of playing the corners fairly well, so they just kind of end up in these back and forth battles in the corner, which is just kind of odd to watch. Nice demo. AJ across. Aleutian not going to be there. He's on his way back trying to grab boost, so pass opportunity there. Miscommunication, though. Aleutian wasn't going to be available for it, so they kind of throw possession away. Luckily, it has come back into hand here, and AJ with a banger of a shot catches that one just over the top of, I believe that was Tool, and able to just crush that one in. Nobody home to defend.
And the pre-jump read to get ahead of that ball, just perfect. Oh, of course, it's going to Game 5, I'm telling you. It's a 1-0 lead for Peeps. 2-1 series lead right now for Zookeepers, but we finally see a goal in regulation. That's something nice. That's a change.
Yeah, I mean, from the last match, we saw 2 goals in regulation in Game 1.
It doesn't feel like it.
Oh, Aleutian. Last-ditch effort save there. Bambi tries to bring one around AJ. And again, everything's just getting gunked up in the corners. There hasn't been any threatening passes coming off the corners here. Tool, though, that one looked a little threatening. Not going to be able to get a clean look at it, though, to get it down. Aleutian looking to beat Bambi here. Punches one up the wall and out. And back to the corner battle we go.
Couple of big challenges, but nothing too dangerous yet. That's a shot. Aleutian will grab it. Good touch. AJ underneath. 2 will come in on the ball, but J-Bot will have the last say on it. Gets it over one defender. Cannot bump Aleutian out of the way. Gyro over the hood of his car. It's up to Aleutian, who recenters it. Interesting play. Into the sidewall. AJ up for the challenge. And back down we go. I'm trying to just look at the way that both teams are playing this. And Super, I think you actually, even though we talked about the ball being hit into the corner a bunch, it does feel like there has not been a lot of power behind these hits. It feels like the ball really is gunked up. Like it hangs for a bit. There's been some slow burners in terms of clearing it out, but everything else has just been very contested.
There's no real threatening, like fast passes, ground passes. Nobody's really trying to utilize that. It's time and time again, both teams just using the air, which kind of both teams like doing. So it ends up being this just kind of slow burn battle of aerials over and over again. And eventually somebody solo plays the ball in.
2 or 3 times we've seen both teams kind of stall in the front of the net. Like we just saw there. Zookeepers, when they went and recovered on defense, all 3 players were literally sitting in net. So it's not a big issue, but we're not seeing anyone from Peeps challenge and vice versa. So we've seen a couple of times where everyone just kind of, once they get possession, it looks like both teams just kind of stop and then wait to go back the other way.
they're all waiting for everything. They're each waiting for a touch from their teammate rather than trying to push the issue and make it a pass forward. They're waiting for a side pass, back pass. They're waiting to see if the other team touches it. Gyro, though, he's going to be able to punch one in just out of the reach of the defense. I do believe that's Tool in there, who tries to make this last-ditch flip. Cannot get under it. Gyro up 2-0 as they try to take this one down. Looks like we are going to go to a Game 5.
Of course we are. Of course we are.
Of course
That's what today's literally been. Of course we are.
So for me right now, watching this, though, looking forward, I mean, we're obviously going to, well, I don't want to say obviously yet. I think we're going to see a Game 5 as this one gets knocked away by Illusion. But looking forward, what can these teams do with this play style when they run into next week? I just don't see this working once you get up against those top-tier, top-caliber teams. Well, there needs to be a little more speed.
I agree with you. And Super, I think, again, the thing to remember is, like, we're talking about watching the Peeps. Like, we'll talk about Zookeepers in a minute, but we're watching the Peeps, who can take it to the best of teams, and it honestly feels like we haven't seen these teams' personalities in this game. So many times we talk about teams relying on their personalities as a unit to get through games. I quite literally feel like we're watching just 6 individually talented players with no cohesion just running around on the field.
It feels like...
It's weird.
It feels like both teams are playing to each other rather than playing their gameplay. So they're similar, so they end up both kind of slowing down.
Yeah.
I think Peeps are starting to, obviously 3-0 here, they're starting to kind of find holes, and it's still this slower, just try and fake out, beat the defense through that, and get a couple extra touches and turn it into goals. That one looking like the quickest shot we've probably seen on net other than AJ's opener for this series, and that one just gonna fall in, trash time goal.
There's no defense there? Okay.
I don't know.
Hey guys, you're still playing. You kind of have to touch the ball if you want to play defense.
I think at this point they're just kind of like, it doesn't really, doesn't really matter.
Still.
Trash time goal, so 4-0 for the Peeps here. We're going to see a Game 5. My worry is still, is this a problematic issue right now that we're seeing out of both teams, regardless of which one wins and goes on? Or is this just a one-off basis where these teams are playing to each other, and Peeps is one of those teams that we see play up to the competition?
Yeah.
Are Peeps feeling like they don't need to play I just don't know what it is. This isn't the Peeps that I was expecting to see.
This is definitely if you were able to listen to the comms of both teams, this is very much, they would be telling you, look, we just got to survive this series. Like, you can tell nobody's really playing to their full potential. Neither team is executing on the lanes they want to execute on. It's just, this is like one of those esports matches where it's just scrappy.
Yeah, this is not like hate on the teams either. I mean, I guess we're going kind of back and forth on this, and this conversation's going on. It's just that this is a very odd match. It's not what I expected. Yeah. It's been a strange one to watch. Both of these teams are immensely talented. It's just not seeing those talents that we're used to seeing connect. It is a bunch of solo play.
Yeah. I mean, we have been extremely, well, I wouldn't even say extremely critical. We've just been saying, hey, like, there's clearly issues on both sides, but neither team is showing us what they're capable of, and that's okay, but we're talking about some of the best teams in Rocket League, right? Like, RLCS level competition, and this just doesn't look like it. It happens from time to time. This is one of those games where we have to be objective and just say both teams just look like they are playing under the weather today.
I wonder if it has a lot to do with the speed of play that they were playing at coming into this also. You take a look and you kind of get into habits, and you've been playing, and you play a couple series. You know, let's see here. Rogue and Charlotte Phoenix is who Zookeepers went through. Both those teams playing not up to potential. I think we can all agree on that. So,
well, I would say now that Rogue's potential is quite literally what they've been doing for the past 3 weeks, which is miss shots and overcommit.
And then Flashpoint and Continuum on the other side for the Peeps. So neither one of them have had a really, really like top-tier challenge yet today, and that may just be what it is. You're coming in and you're just kind of riding the rhythm out that you were playing on, because you did have 2 wins. both teams are coming in 2-0. So maybe we're going to keep throwing what we've been throwing all day and try and turn it into something.
Well, hey, at the end of the day, a win is a win, so surely you'll take that one away. But game 5 we are. 3 minutes left in this game.
And, you know, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to throw credit at the Zookeepers. To me, they are the underdog in this match. And,
agreed.
And they have the Peeps playing their game style. I mean, the Peeps aren't doing what we expect of them, and that has to be credited out to the performance of Zookeepers. They're completely fine playing this game and just getting up in front of them, man-to-man, meet them in the air, slow this ball down.
Yep. There was no doubt coming into that. What a touch from Bambi.
Angle. Zookeepers, they might just do it.
Look, coming into this series, I basically said that Peeps are the better team all around. Like, it's one of those strats where we're better than you, we're going to be better. I think you're 1,000% right, Super. Zookeepers are just forcing Peeps to play their level. Like, straight up.
The pacing of the game is working out in favor of Zookeepers right now. I mean, it's 2-2, but right now they are up, and we were expecting them to be down. J-Bot almost sneaks one in. Last-second touch from AJ to keep that from opening up to a 2-0 lead. Illusion tries to solo, and Bambi, J-Bot gonna double commit, clear it out. Illusion not gonna be able to get it in there. J-Bot should have a big clear there. Tool with the follow-up, but can't get it. Play probably gonna slow back down here as that ball falls into the open side for Gyro.
It's been one of the chippiest games I think I've ever seen. Minute 48 in game 5. Of course, it's a 1-0 lead. Almost a demo. Gyro going to recenter. AJ with a shot. Great save from Tool. Follow-up Illusion. Recenters. AJ with a follow-up chance. And once again, the defense from Zookeepers will hold them in this game. It's a 1-0 lead. It's a minute 32. Game 5. Everything on the line. Both teams vying to go 3-0. And I think that's the crazy thing. They're both 2-0, but they just don't look like it.
That cut from AJ is closer to the style of play that I'm looking for from Peeps to get that high-octane offense going, speed it up a little bit, make some of those cuts through the midfield, and turn that into something. You know, Gyro comes through and he does those midfield cuts, but he does them defensively to then take them to his own corner. I'm not seeing the speed cuts through the mid really from either team. I guess I'm kind of harping on the Peeps right now about it, but like we're not seeing those cuts to try and maintain pressure. It is go in, make a quick high-flying shot, doesn't go in, back to defense on both sides. Nobody's really trying to maintain high-level pressure. Here's an open shot, but Tool going to be able to get there. AJ not up to follow. And this one's going to clear back out. Sky high. Can AJ get there? That one's going to be wide. He's going to be able to bounce it out and pinch.
It's just been back and forth. And we've seen a couple of times on defense, the Zookeepers have brought the ball back around the net. That's awkward. AJ, Jabe, able to take it back out. Tool will get the second touch. 11 seconds left. Peeps need an attack here. An orchestrated, well-oiled push. Illusion.
Oh.
Can you flip it over? Both? Yes, he can!
Illusion!
Gyro punches it in. Ba-bam!
What a touch from Illusion. Last second, stalls, comes off of him, sees J-Bot jump early for it, jumps up, gets just enough of a touch to clear it up and over him, and Gyro comes in and finishes. I think it would have bounced in either way, but you definitely want to go ahead and commit and finish that one off. This one possibly going to a Game 5 OT. There it is. Game 5, overtime, Champions Field. Winner, next goal. Goes on 3-0, qualifies into next week. Loser, gonna have to play a round 4.
Illusion's in the back. Oh, Illusion was back, ready and waiting. It's AJ. Underneath,
Gyro!
punch it in. Yes, sir! Gyro, ba-bam! They take the series in Game 5.
Right here off the kickoff, well, it's quick, get up, call the play, drop it right onto Gyro, able to beat him out. Peeps edge this one out in OT in Game 5 to go on and qualify for next week. they will be moving on. Zookeepers will be moving on to round 4. Not out of it yet. Tournament life still alive.
I told you it's going game 5.
I
quite literally told you. I did.
You did. I was wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not used to saying that.
Oh, it feels nice.
I'm not used to saying I'm wrong and telling you that you're right, but I will, every now and then we got to give you
It's a rare occasion, Super.
I'm going to go ahead and throw it to you,
Yeah,
you got that one.
Thank you. I appreciate you. But
great job. Way to go.
Wow, that was a interesting series, dude. Like, that was back and forth. We saw, was it 4 overtimes we saw in that one? The only one that didn't go OT was game 4. And
they went OT game 1, game 2.
Game 3?
I don't think we
I
saw.
know
we saw
OT?
3 OTs. I think we saw 3
saw
OTs.
3
That was the
OTs?
third.
Okay.
Game 1, game
Still.
2, game 5.
Still, it was a scrappy series. But at the end of the day, a win is a win. And if I'm Peeps, I am counting my blessings that we scraped by
4
in that
OTs.
OT.
I was wrong.
4 OTs? Yeah, I told you, dude. I'm just on fire today.
Yep.
I'm counting my blessings that we scraped by as Peeps, dude. Like, that was one of the most unorchestrated, team. What I don't even know. That was just a weird series, Super. Like, talk to me about what you saw from these teams.
It was a strange series, and again, I guess I was being pretty critical throughout that series because I just wasn't seeing what I was expecting really on either side. It really felt like Peeps, rather than playing fast attack style play, really played to the Zookeepers game style, which allowed that game to go as far as it did. That's why we saw that many OTs. It felt like they slowed down. I was expecting a much quicker play out of the Peeps, and it's just my expectation wasn't met. They do end up edging it out, taking it down. Zookeepers, I think with their play style, because they do get back to D really quickly. They're on defense. They're always in rotation on that side. They can be very aggravating to play against. So be looking forward to seeing who they go up against in the next one and see if that play style works out again, where they can just kind of edge it out and eventually get that carry down the field and get a solo one-on-one. Really, that's where they were kind of getting their goals, in those one-on-one situations and punch-ins, and then that nutty angle from Bambi on that one goal. But it's going to be interesting. As they move through, if you make it into next week, you're going to need to be able to speed up and get a bit more team play involved.
Well, yeah, you have to tighten up the rotations as well. Like, we saw a couple of instances where one person would run point, bring the ball forward, and it was like, okay, I'm going to try my hand at the net. They would get a shot, not a lot of follow-ups, and that's also one thing we didn't see a lot from the Peeps. Second and third chance opportunities, using the backboard, getting height on that ball, but I think that's kind of difficult to get there when you don't have a lot of power behind a lot of these hits, these clears, these passes. Like, it was a sloppy one. It was a lot of just ball stuck in the mud, but we're going to rock with it. But look, at the end of the day, a win is a win. And congratulations to the Peeps. You go 3-0. You survive. That's the big thing. Sometimes Rocket League is just weather the storm and survive if you can. But with that discussion being said, remember, you can stay up to date with the discussion on Twitter. Make sure you follow Rocket League Esports at RL Esports and use hashtag RLCSX to let us know what you thought of that series. Let us know what you thought about that Game 5. And look, a lot of OTs happened, and we're just glad that we got to see it here on the stream. But with that said, Super, any closing thoughts before we throw it to a break?
Closing thoughts. I'm looking forward to the next match. We're casting the Rogue match. You're going to have a ton of fun.
I'm gonna lose a couple of years off my life. With that said, guys, let's throw it to a quick break. When we return, we have more Rocket League action, and we'll take a look at how the bracket stands when we come back from this short break.